It is the Tajir program on Radio Islam International. My name is Habib Bobat, and we continue. And joining us this morning is Maahir Jakoet, who is a portfolio manager at Old Mutual Investment Group. And we are going to be exploring Sharia investing, its performance, and how it compares to responsible investing. Basically, we're talking about ethical investing that aligns with the Islamic principles. Maahir, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to Radio Islam International.
Walaikum salam wa rahmatullah. Shukran for having me.
It's a pleasure indeed, mashallah. Now let's start off. Why is investing with your ethics so important?
I think as a Muslim myself, to be honest, I would like to sleep well at night. And that's a requirement for me that one day, when I get questioned, I know that my earnings were halal. And it's interesting that back in the day, we didn't have as many Islamic products or Sharia compliant products available to us. So, you know, if you didn't know about it, it was okay. But now I think that with banking products and having equity products, as for an example, investing into the stock market, um, there are balance funds available in terms of your pension fund. There are global funds available in terms of if you want to invest offshore. So I think there are many more asset classes and many more vehicles available to us now that wasn't available in the past. So a big example is working in a corporate. Every month, money gets put aside for your pension fund. Now, it's very important that as Muslims that we can put up our hand and we can say, sorry, Mr. Employer, I would like my money invested in Sharia compliant manner. Because if that does not happen and you're working life for a very long time and you're working in a corporate and you get to the age of retirement and all of your pension fund money has not been invested in a Sharia compliant manner. So, as Muslims, we need to think about that. And I think that's why it's so important to have these products. And that's why it's so important for ethical and faith-based investing.
Now, explain to us the difference between Sharia investing versus responsible investing.
Yes, so I think, from a Sharia investing point of view, there's definitely a belief system. So religious, moral, and ethical beliefs. For example, the no interest, right? So we don't want to get involved in the riba. And then investors need to say, okay, well, why is riba bad? Right? Because it's taking advantage of the borrower. That's the reality. In Sharia investing, we're also going to exclude gambling. Why? Because um, gambling, it's actually a big risk. It involves a lot of speculation. And then, of course, there are the harmful activities, such as tobacco, alcohol, weapons. Those are harmful activities. Now, in responsible investing, it's more linked towards the ESG side. So, on the environmental side, when investing, are you doing harm to the environment? On the social side, do you have practices that are questionable? An example of this is underage labor. On the governance side, how transparent are you about your business? And how do you report your figures? So that's the E, S, and the G, the environmental, social, and governance under the responsible investing banner. And just maybe to touch on uh, the intersection between the two. And I think that is important because there is an overlap. So while Sharia compliant investing has been around for a very long time, ESG investing is a buzzword right now. And if you think about it, naturally a Sharia fund will score very well in ESG. Why do I say that? Because ESG funds also can't invest in alcohol, tobacco, weapons, etc. So, naturally, because of what is excluded from both investments, there is a strong alignment.
Mm. Now, how is Sharia investing the same as a responsible investing?
Yeah, so that was what I added at the end there, was that the overlap, um, the similarities are from an exclusionary point of view. So because ESG and Sharia cannot invest in alcohol companies, ESG and Sharia cannot invest in weapons manufacturing or tobacco. So so because they are similar in those ways, that is that is where the overlap comes in.
Mm. And how do Sharia funds perform?
Alhamdulillah, if you look at performance, and this is we're on the scoreboard as investment managers every single day. The numbers are out there for everybody to see. Um, we've got a long track record in Sharia investing, and you can see throughout the market cycles, various fund managers have won awards. Um, we've recently won two awards. One was against Sharia funds and non-Sharia funds at the end of 2023, which was great from a performance point of view. And then another performance award against our peers out of London. We also won an award there for our equity fund. So, from a performance point of view, people often think that because you have a limited universe, that you cannot outperform the market. But we've debunked that myth many times.
Mm. And then finally, what Sharia funds are available for investors? How can they access them or even invest in them?
Yeah, so of course, the funds run from on a spectrum from conservative to aggressive. If you're a conservative investor and you've got a different type of need, um, then there's the income fund, and then we move on to a little bit more moderate risk spectrum, which is the balance fund, and then in the high or the more aggressive spectrum, it's the local equity as well as the global equity, and these are four funds that is in our full suite of Sharia funds at the Old Mutual Investment Group, and you can go onto the website, and it's as easy as just using the website to get info from of the various funds, and then invest on the Old Mutual platform. Of course, you can also use your financial advisor, which may use a different platform, like an Al Baraka platform, um, and that just depends on the individual. But yeah, those are our four funds. It's the Old Mutual Baraka Income Fund, it's the Old Mutual Baraka Balance Fund, it's the Old Mutual Baraka Equity Fund, and then the Old Mutual Global Islamic Equity Fund, which is a global fund. Um, and yeah, the access to all of those funds are available on many platforms. You can just search for it on the internet.
Your closing remarks this morning, Mair?
It's probably just to wish everybody well over the rest of the Ramadan, and pack in all those good deeds, because this is a big month for us. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. That was Maahir Jakoet, the portfolio manager at Old Mutual Investment Group, joining us this morning. It brings us up to now 9:26 Central African Time.
Allah's wisdom